January 20th, 2012, a devastating fire and explosion swept through the Babine Forest Products Mill in Burns Lake, British Columbia. Represented by USW Local Union 1-424. 2 workers died, many members of the local union and the community risked their own lives to rescue victims from the burning buildings and transport them to safety in severe weather over dangerous roads. Therefore, this I.W. Abel Award for Industrial Valor is presented to Local Union 1-424 as a whole and to the wider Burns Lake community of which it is a part.
The kind of tragedy that happened in Burns Lake, the kind of tragedy that happened at Babine Forestry, I wish I didn't have to make comments about that. I wish it had never happened. But the fact that it did happen, and the fact that our union and our members at that facility stood together, we wanted to make sure that our members in the community knew that we were going to stand by them physically and emotionally to help them make it through this terrible tragedy. The fact that our members at Local 1-424 are receiving one of our highest awards, the I.W. Abel Award, for their solidarity in their work and their standing together to help their members and their community is a terrific honor that we're placing on Local 1-424.
I think for the start to thank who was all involved, the community of Burns Lake, the hospital, a very small hospital that had to deal with that, surrounding communities, and workers themselves. Workers who were off shift found out about it. The mill is about 20 kilometers from town. First aid attendants went back out helping these people. This award is actually to the local, but mostly it's to the members of Babine Forest Products, the community of Burns Lake itself, and all the surrounding communities who helped in this terrible disaster that happened there. Stories I've heard with Ernie Nesbitt going back in and pulling people out. And then again, Steve for his part in the operation itself and being one of the direct burn victims himself. We thought it was pretty appropriate for both of those guys to come down and accept the award on behalf of the members in the operation.
It was a great honor that I was asked to come down and accept the award on behalf of my whole sawmill that I worked at. There's so many heroics done that night, and I'm only just a very small part of it.
We were both there on site. We both spent extended time in the mill, around the mill, helping people. Word got around town pretty fast what had happened. People within the community have stepped up. At that night, we had a person show up at the mill that was not on shift and help rescue people. The community itself, the band hall has been open to us. We've had food donated to the food bank by the semi-truckload. The list is so great that I'm going to miss 99% of the people. That's been a focal point within the area. It reaches all the way down to the United States with the unions down here.
Our union has stood by these workers. We're going to help. We're going to try hard to make sure that we help to get the mill reopened, get rebuilt. We want to make sure that we're standing by our members when they go through the kind of tragedy that they've had to go through. We want to stand by the injured workers, but more than anything, we want to do the kind of education and the kind of support that makes sure, to the best of our possible ability, that this never happens again to any facility, to any of our members. I know from having talked to these sisters and brothers in the community, to having talked to the folks who were at our health and safety conference, that each and every one of them would gladly trade in that award to make sure that this tragedy had not happened. We will continue to have our emergency response team available to the local union, available to the community, to make sure that as we work our way through the emotional damage of this tragedy, that they know their union is there for them each and every day. So again, it's with humility and with terrible, terrible conflict that I have in my heart. Please know that your union will be there for you as much as we possibly can be. Solidarity forever, and work safe.